Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Miss Joe. Good morning, Cree. How you doing? Good morning, Miss Love. Good morning. Hope you guys are ready to get this day started. I know I am. It's gonna be y'all. It's gonna be a good day. I had the most. Um, I'll tell you about it later. I had a good dream last night, and sometimes it is when your mind is relaxed that the answer comes to you or the thing that you're trying to figure out, it comes to you that way. Good morning, Joshua. So sometimes you need to relax your mind so you can get what you need. Okay. Yesterday was a good day. For those who joined the book club last night, we had a really good time. Usually it's from 7:30 to 8:30, but we usually go over to like 9:15. So we had a good time. So if you'd like to join, let me know. Don't forget, in May 8th, I'm doing an event in Canada virtually. So be on the lookout for that. And then we have the Queen's Roundtable coming up in the middle of May. So we have that coming up. And the Fearless Morning Show notebook loaded last night. I'm working on getting hard copies, but for now you can get the digital copy if you want, where you can record the fearless thought of the day, the thought, and there's space for you to write your own notes. And then with that, you'll also get a free copy of my personal notes for the month of March when you purchase that. So, good morning. Welcome to the Fearless Morning Show, where we're having confessions and conversations about your everyday life. My name is Yamitra Jojo Waddell, the only Live Past Crazy specialist. So, what better place to be than here with me? Please make sure you share the show because sharing is caring. If your friends and family don't have Facebook, send them to the YouTube channel. They can binge watch all the Fearless Morning shows over there. Don't forget we have all the books. And there's one book that I've written that I don't own. So I need to get one of those. It's the book on leadership that came out last year. So last year I wrote 3 books and I'm trying to crank out 4 this year if I can. So make sure you grab a copy of the book. Or if they don't do that, have them watch the movie The Last Time with Mr. Tommy Ford. If they don't do any of that, tell them I said good morning. And the podcast is on 14 different platforms. So you listen, you're going to hear this big North Carolina mouth somewhere, somehow, it's going to happen. So let's get right into it. Yesterday, we talked about eating on the level of your vision. And when you desire more, you consume more because you eat differently. And the point of the Fearless Morning Show is to allow you to taste something different. And as your taste bud change, then you can evolve with whomever, however you want to do. So as your taste bud changes here, maybe it evolves to the Team Abundance program. Maybe you go to the Sister Rise retreat, whatever it is, or maybe you read a different book or you do something differently because your palate has changed. And if you lower, you got to stand tall because we said if you lower your expectations or lower your head, you are at risk of hurting yourself. So think about that. But today, let's get right into it. The quote of the day: those who say it cannot be done should not interrupt those doing it. They should not. And you should not allow them to interrupt you. Because your activity is highlighting their inactivity. That's not your problem. Okay. It is not your problem. I don't want us, when I say it's not your problem, I don't want you to be mean to people. I want you to not be concerned with things that don't concern you. Good morning, Tammy. I want you to not be concerned with things that don't concern you. So those who say it cannot be done should not interrupt those doing it. So if you're interrupting somebody who's doing something that you can or will not do, don't interrupt those people. Okay? Let them go live their whole best life and you live yours. Okay? The thought of the day, y'all, is be guided. I want you to be guided. And it comes partly from my dream. It comes partly from what happened yesterday and last night. But I want you to be guided. And I don't want you to say, but guided how? Your body knows how to be guided. You've got to pay attention to what it is saying to you. So be guided, and to know that you are being guided along the way. Sometimes we find ourselves in life like, I don't understand why this is happening. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know the next step. But there's 5 keys to live past crazy. Number 1 is to be quiet. It is in the quietness that you are being guided. It is in the quietness that you can hear like what your next steps are going to be. Where should you go? What should you say? And when you begin to trust that knower and allow it to guide you, which is your inner compass, which is, if you, whatever religious belief you believe in, it is the God force that lives in you. That is the thing that is guiding you. So today I want you to be guided and to know that you are being guided. Now, with being guided, you have to take action. You've got to take that guided action, meaning if you know that this is the thing that you're supposed to be doing and you've been guided this way, like if Miss Cree is on here, she's been guided to work with them children at that school and to be a realtor. Well, now she's got to take guided action to make that happen. That means she got to show up every day. If Joshua has been guided to create this line of clothing or to change other people's lives, he's got to take that action that lines up with that. Same thing with Tammy. Same thing with Miss Lowe. You got to be lined up with that thing for those next step actions, okay? And we cannot say that we don't know what our next step actions are, because when we allow the guiding to come, when you allow that knower inside of you to give you the answers that you said you wanted, your next guided action comes available to you. It comes. It's there like clockwork, and you don't have to second guess. It comes. It's like, oh. Because when I was doing, let me tell you, I was finishing up the Phyllis Warner Show notebook, right? And I was like, well, they don't want to see my notes. Guided said, but they say they want your notes. So why wouldn't they want them if they told you that? And I was like, oh, you're right. I wouldn't. And sometimes we try to deviate from what we're being told because we assume that it's not the right thing when it is. And it is because, again, we are trying to lower our perspective and our perception of ourselves, but we need to stand tall in that moment. So as you are being guided, as you take your guided action. So yesterday I took a lot of guided actions. Jojo, take this step. Now, when you get here, I want you to hang a left and take this step. And I sat here all day and I listened to the guided actions that I needed to take. Most amazing things happened ever. I remembered things that I forgot. I forgot that in my doing things, because people say, you know what, you do too much. And when you have to take guided action and things come up. Well, one of my guided actions is inside of corporate America to help employers learn how to speak to their employees, right? And what that looks like. I forgot that I am helping write policy and procedure for Blue Cross and Blue Shield Anthem corporate wide on how they need to talk to their employees about their mental health, about suicide prevention, workplace prevention. I forgot about that. My name is going on this national document for a national corporation. I forgot because somewhere along the way, I lost my focus. 1, 2, I lowered my perspective of myself, of what I could and could not achieve. And in lowering that, I forgot the things that were already set in place. So yesterday, or for the past couple of days, I was like, you know what? I do know what to do. Because sometimes we can tell ourselves we don't know what to do. I do know what to do. This is my next guided step. This is my next guided action. This is what I need to do. So know we are being guided. You need to be led in the right direction. take the next guided action. And as you take it, see who you are in that moment and like it. Like if you know this is your path and you're taking guided action, see who you are in that moment and like that person. Like what you're achieving, like what you're doing, and be proud about that thing. See who you are in this guided action and like it. Because let me tell you something, friend. Friend is my new word. Let me tell you something, friend. You are already paying the price for the life that you're living. You already, as my daddy said, you got to pay the cost to be the boss. Some days you got to cash that check in. Some days you got to pay all the costs to be the boss. And you're already paying the price of not being guided. You're already paying the price of not being focused. You're already paying the price of all those things. So if we could just stay focused today, if you could be guided today, pay attention to your thoughts so that as you are being guided, you understand the next step. Because sometimes we can say, well, I don't know what the next steps are when they're clearly laid out for you, but you want to go straight to can't. You don't want to try to can with the step. You go to straight to I can't do that. You never try to can. You go straight to could not. You don't try to could. I don't. You don't ever try to do. You never in the affirmative. But when you begin to take action, the affirmative is what leads you. So on this wonderful day, I dare you, I double dog dare you to be guided today. Know that you are being guided. And for those who say it cannot be done, do not allow them to interrupt you doing it. And as you're doing it, honey, look around at who you are, what you're doing, and liking it. Know that every moment you're impacting somebody's life. Whether you assume you're not, because you can say, but I'm just, and we know how we feel about that word. I'm just this. I just do this job. No, there's more to you than that. There's more to what you're saying. There's more to what you're giving to than I'm just. Yes, that's who I am. So today we're not saying I'm just, at least. We're not going to couldn't, can't, and don't. We're trying to can do all the things. We're trying to have them all, because if I'm going to pay the price of my negative lifestyle and I do not like that negative lifestyle, then I'm going to pay the price for something positive to come. And this is something, listen, and you gotta write it and feel it. This is from October the 23rd of last year. And it says, and you can't read my handwriting because my handwriting is horrible. It finally hit. I will be the first millionaire in my family. I'm really doing this. It is done. It is final. This is a note I scribbled to myself because y'all been with me. You've heard me say it, but it finally clicked in my mind October 23rd as I was allowing myself to be guided on the next steps. There's no difference between me and you. None. I understand my journey different than you understand your journey. I understand that I'm being guided, and as I'm being guided, I got to take those next guided actions. And you may assume you're not being guided anywhere and life is just knocking you upside the head, so there's really no steps for you to take. Maybe, and this is just a suggestion, the step you need to take is to stop. Maybe you just need to stop moving and be like, hold up, wait a minute. Let me get off this train. Let me stop this thing. Let me take an assessment of where I am. Where was I being guided to go? And if you don't know where you're being guided to go, that's a question you need to ask. Who's guiding me? Like, who telling me I got to go this way? Well, why can't I take a left, hang a right, do a U-turn? Why can't I go this way? Who gave you those directions? Who's guiding you? And what is the purpose for that person, place, or thing guiding you? What is the purpose of that? Now, if none of it involves JoJo, then I'm going to have a lot of questions. Grand Rising, my sister. I'm going to have a lot of questions. So as we're being guided today, you're already paying the price for where you at right now. You're already paying the price for that. Because you're already eating on the level of your vision. That's what we talked about yesterday. So if I'm already paying the price for eating on the level of my vision right now, it ain't nothing I'm eating tasting good. It ain't satisfying me none. When am I going to add something else to my plate? When am I going to get up from the table and go fix another plate? In the country, when you eat too much, they don't say, girl, you eating too much. My mama will say, if you don't get up from under my table, when are you going to get up from under the table and go fix a different plate? When are you going to change your palate? When are you going to try to introduce something different into your mindset? When are you going to find out who and what is guiding you? Because you're being guided. You're being guided, but I want you to be guided. For me, that's different. You're being guided, meaning you are unaware that you're going on this journey in this direction to accomplish a thing that you don't know shit about. Today, I need you to be aware that you need to be guided on a path that you say you want. Totally different things. I want to be guided. I don't want somebody just be taking me to a destination. I don't want to be surprised. I want to be guided. And as I am being guided, I'm going to take the next action steps, the next guided action steps. So if you don't know who and what is guiding you, like when you woke up this morning, you had no purpose or agenda for the day. Now, some days, yes, you need a relaxed day where you do whatever. But there should be a day that comes that says the purpose of my life in this moment and everything that I'm doing is lining up to be guided on this thing. So when I wake up in the morning, the purpose is not only Fearless Morning Show, it's Be Fearless Incorporated, Waddell Consulting Services, ICS, it's TWA. It's all the things as I'm being guided this morning, that everything that I do is lining up to those things. Some of us are being guided and we don't know where we're going. I want you to be guided. And then I want you to take those guided action steps. And as you're taking those action steps, see who you are, friend. See who you are in that moment of you taking that action step of where you want to be guided in the affirmative. We trying to can, not the could nots. We ain't skipping over the affirmative. You're not adding a contraction. Why do they call it a contraction? Oh, why? Because it's disrupting the whole word of you doing a thing. When you go straight to can't, you go straight to could not, go straight to don't, you are disrupting the action verb. Come on, English major. Come on, JoJo. You're disrupting the action word and telling the action word that it can't do what it was supposed to do. Oh, I love that. You are telling the action word that it can't do what it's supposed to do. How are you going to do that? How am I going to tell an action word you can't be in action? And that's what you're telling yourself. Honey, we are created by the entire creator of the universe. And if we're made in his image and he is a creator and his words live in us and we are his greatness on display, which is God, how I'm going to tell greatness on display that we don't, we couldn't, we can't. And I'm going to take out the action word of the whole universe. I'm having myself a good time this morning. See who you are and like it. Friend, you are already paying the price. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Ms. Rivera. You are already paying the price, friend. You're already paying the price for your current situation. Right, Joshua, honey. You cannot. And I majored in English. Now, I hate grammar. I can't diagram. I cannot tell you where to put a comma or a period. Don't ask me for that, but I got you for some good old literature. Don't take away the action words out of your life. You can do this thing, friend. I promise. Even when you're scared and that overwhelming feeling comes and it takes your breath away because it's like, oh, am I really going to do this? And right there, at the point where you feel like it's going to overtake you, allow that moment to come and know that you are doing the darn thing. Friend, you're doing it. It is being done, and it's being done by the only person who can do it. Everything is in the affirmative. JoJo is doing, JoJo will do, JoJo has done. It's all the affirmative. Be guided. Be guided. Now you are already being guided somewhere. I just need you to be mindful of where you're being guided to. I want you to be actively guided by yourself, by the God force, the creator inside of you. I want you to actively be guided by that, not being guided by outside forces that you can't quite put your finger on. You don't know why you doing this thing. You don't even know why you at that job. It ain't your purpose. It ain't your thing. Hey, come on, Cree. Hey to the men. And we're being guided in something that don't fit us. It don't make us happy. It ain't serving their part of our being, but we being guided. So I need you to ask some questions today. Who is guiding me down this journey? Who is on this country road with me? Who? Why are we going this way? I need you to start asking some questions. Why are we going this way? What actions are going to be required of me on this road? Bob's Road, JoJo's Road. Who road we on? What's the name of the street that you on? Where are you? Who driving the car? Are we walking? Are we flying? Do we take the train? Like, pay attention to the destination that you're going to. Where's your final destination? Where are you being guided to? What is the purpose for this trip? And if you don't have any of the answers, you don't know where you're going, you don't know who guiding, you don't know why you're going, you on a country road, honey, you ain't even got no shoes, ain't no water, you thirsty, you tired, you aggravated. Stop in the middle of the road today and ask yourself, where in God's name am I going? And then allow yourself to be guided. The God and the creator that lives inside of you is telling you where you need to go. But you're so busy, and we all have been and are. This is an active thing that we have to actively do. We get caught up in the day. I'm just going to work this job until, I'm just going to do this until, and we get caught up in that. And before we know it, we have made a left and we've been guided down someplace we don't even know what we don't know. So who's guiding you? Where are you going? What is the purpose of this trip? What is the purpose of your life? What is your final destination? What is going to happen along the way? I need you to put things into action today. So as you are listening to the guiding force inside of you today, and I want you to be guided. I want you to take those guided action steps. And then as you take it, see who you are, honey, and like it. Take a moment to enjoy who you are at this moment, because it ain't the same person that you was last week, last month, last year. You ain't the same. Can we enjoy that growth process for just that moment? Enjoy who you are. And friend, if you're already paying the price, if I'm already paying the price for what I have going on right now, I might as well, honey, put all the chips in and pay the price to do something else. Right? Don't that make sense to you? If you're going to pay the price to be guided by somebody and things and forces you don't even understand, don't you want to just go ahead and pay the price to do what you want to do, to be guided? Honey, life is short. How arrogant of us to assume we have yet another moment. It doesn't mean we stop planning for the future. It means we become acutely aware of my next guided step. It means I understand that every moment I've got to be mindful of what I am and am not doing. If it's a day of rest, I'm going to rest. If it's a day of action, I need to understand what my action steps are, what they're going to be, how I'm going to make them happen. What's the next? I'm just here. I'm just in between places. In between what places? Because I'm in between abundance and more abundance. That's where I am. What are we in between? I'm in between This job and that. No, I don't want to be there. I don't want to reside there. I don't want to be guided down that path. And you have every right to say, you can't guide me. I don't know who you are. I don't know why I was even listening to you. And if it's yourself, say, Jojo, go sit down. Listen, let me drive. Have you ever said, pull over, let me drive this car? Because I don't know where you're going. I know where I'm going. Who and what is driving you? What is your driving force when you woke up this morning? What was the thing that you're being guided to complete today that is in alignment with who and what you say you are? Those who say it cannot be done should not interrupt those doing it. And if you are interrupting somebody else who is trying to do something that you don't understand, don't interrupt them. That's not your business. Allow them people, person, place, or thing to live their whole best life, because they may be guided in a way you're not being guided. And we got to every one of us has to respect each other's journey. So as I respect your journey this morning, as I am respectful of who and what you are, I just want you to be mindful of how you're being guided today. I woke up to that this morning and it made me think. Because I thought about it a little bit yesterday. It really hit me this morning. Where am? Because if you come, I have the master plan notebook, and it says master plan on my wall. And everything that I do, is it lined up to this master plan in my life, in my business, mental, emotional, physically, financially? Am I being guided? Am I taking guided actions? Am I including my children in that master plan, and am I allowing them to take guided actions? Because we already paying the cost to be the boss. I'm already paying the price for this life that I said I wanted. If I'm going to pay the price, I might as well make sure I'm aligned and taking the next right guided action step. So if you assume you don't know what that is, because I've been there, like Jojo, I have no idea what my next steps are. Number one, I want you to be quiet, right? I just want you to sit down and just take one deep breath, honey, and just be quiet. Tell your mind to shut up for a minute. Now, this part is hard because she like to talk. And listen to what you truly want to do, your next guided step. It may be as simple as, Jojo, your next guided step, girl, as my grandpa used to say, gal, the next thing. Or in my mind, my Uncle Joe, my favorite uncle. And he called me gal too. Oh, he called me Becky. After a while, he called everybody Becky. Becky, this is what you need to do. And as I listen, because sometimes it's the small things. Becky, you need to not do that no more. Stop. Just stop answering that phone call. Don't respond to that text. Don't do that anymore. Gal, don't go over to that house no more. I would tell my big daddy about my friends that was picking on me. He said, well, gal, why you keep going over there? Smartest man in the whole world. I said, Daddy, I don't know. I called him Big Daddy. I said, I don't know, Big Daddy. He said, well, honey, that's simple. Stop going. Sometimes it's not great, big, gigantic things. There's small steps that will stop you so you can reassess where you are, so you can begin to be guided and listen to the thing or the force that is guiding you to your next guided action. So your next action for today could be in your being quiet. Write down that business idea. Write down what you don't like and decide what you about to change. What's one habit you don't like no more? You don't like doing it, but it's such a routine that you do it anyway. Stop that. Small things. It ain't got to be nothing gigantic, honey. You can work yourself up to gigantic moves. Baby steps. Because we celebrate day ones, not 1 days. Today is your day one. So welcome to your journey of being guided. Honey, whatever it is for you, as you're being guided on this most amazing day ever. It's going to be a good day. I want you to be peaceful, period. I want you to listen as you're being guided today. Take guided action. See who you are and like who you are in that moment. And sometimes it may be me liking the fact that I'm strong enough, smart enough, and aware enough to stop going on this direction. So I'm going to celebrate that. And I'm going to like that I'm aware that I'm going to stop doing this. There's freedom in that. And if you already going to pay the price for the person, place, thing, or situation, honey, pay the price to do something that you want to do. Pay that price. Those who say it cannot be done should not interrupt those doing it. I don't know whose quote this is. It said Chinese proverb, but they say everything is a Chinese proverb, so I don't know. That is the quote of the day. And if you would like to grab a copy of the Fearless Morning Show notebook, you can grab it. I'm working on the hard copy, so you can get it, or you can get it printed yourself, or actually getting a hard copy from me. Grand Rising, Tiffany. So that is the link for the Fearless Morning Show notebook. It is a spot where you can record the quote, the thought, and any notes that you have for the day. So on this lovely day, those who say it can't be done cannot interrupt those doing it. The thought of the day, I want you to be guided. You are being guided somewhere, but I really want you to be guided by what's inside of you. Pay attention to who's guiding you, where we going, how we fixing to get there, how you traveling right now. Because where you're being guided to could absolutely be the reason why you're tired, exhausted, can't think straight, and ain't working, because you're being guided in a way that you don't want to be, and you ain't saying nothing. Honey, say something. Get off this road. Get off the train, the bus, honey, just get off. And then be guided. You already being guided somewhere, but I want you to be guided by what is inside of you. Take that guided action. See who you are and like it. See where you are at this moment. Be proud that you stopped that train, that bus, honey, walking, and sit down and be proud that in that moment, you are now ready to be guided by the force that's inside of you. So on this amazing day, thank you, Tiffany. I don't know whose quote it is. It said Chinese proverb. So I want you guys to have the most amazing day ever. That's what I wish for you. And when I say that, I really mean that. Like, if you know me, then you know I really mean that. Like when I say it, I really mean that. I want you to have the most amazing day ever. I want you to be guided. Thank you, Joshua, for the song of the day. I want you to be guided in such a way that every next action guided step is so clear. Honey, there's no doubt that this is where you're supposed to go and what you're supposed to do, and that you have a purpose for your day. I wish that for, honey, not only for myself, I hold space for you, and I wish that for you as well. I want you to have that peace, period. And we talked about that last night. Yeah, when I finished with the book club, because every week we going through my book one, and I've developed a workbook for them. And I'll make it available to you guys after I finish the book club with them. So on this lovely day, I want y'all to go be amazing. If you don't do nothing else, go be amazing for my uncle today in his honor. Go be amazing, honey, for yourself, for your favorite family member that you think about often who may not be. Go be amazing for them. Go be greatness on display today. Go take an action. Stop at can. Stop at do. Stop at could. We ain't going to can't, could not, and don't. We're not rewriting the English language. We're not disrupting an action verb to tell an action word what it cannot do. We're not going to do that. We're going to allow it to have its place in our life like it has its place in a dictionary. So the verb comes first, and then all the different versions of that word come after. The affirmative comes first, then the negative. Can we stay in the affirmative, please? So guys, have the most amazing day ever. I want you to be peaceful, period. I may do the Saturday show. I'm not sure. We'll see how that works out. So I want you to have the most amazing day ever. I want you to be peaceful, period. Please make sure you share the show because sharing is caring. If your friends and family don't have Facebook, send them over to the YouTube channel. They can binge watch all the Fearless Morning shows over there. Grab you a copy of the Fearless Morning Show notebook. When you purchase, you will get my personal notes for the month of March. Now, I am formatting all of 2020 notes, and it will simply be the quote of the day, the thought of the day, and whatever notes that I typed up, because I typed them. I don't often write them out. So that will become available if you're interested. I'm working on formatting that, but make sure you grab a copy of the Fearless Morning Show notebook so that you can take notes. I know Miss Lowe purchased her own separate notebook so that she could, she was like, I bought my own notebook. So you can grab a good morning, Miss Leah. You can grab you a notebook. Thank you. Thank you to y'all. You want to know what I'm about to do? I'm about to go get my nose pierced because my piercing fell out. Y'all remember that back in February? And I missed my piercing. I'm going to go get my nose pierced today. That's what I'm going to do today. Absolutely what I'm going to do today. So the only thing is, am I going to get a hoop or another stud? That I don't know. I don't know if I want it on this side again or this side. I ain't decided. But we know that's what we're going to do today. Listen, we take that's the next guided action today. I'm going to go have that. I'm going to go get that. I missed that. So on this amazing day, please grab a copy. Yeah, I snapped. It fell out in my sleep, and literally within 4 hours, the hole had closed up, and I couldn't get it back in. So I'm going to go get another one because I'd had that for almost 2 years. So Tammy, you want to go? Tammy, you want to go with me? So you can get one too? Thank you, Jesse. I had it on my left side before, and I had a stud, but the hook was too long, so I had to keep pushing it up. And then we swapped it out to a smaller stud, which worked amazing. But somehow in my sleep, I sideswiped my nose and knocked it out. So we're gonna see. So maybe I'll have something to show y'all tomorrow. Maybe Tammy will have something to show y'all tomorrow. Yeah, Tammy needs one too. Y'all, I already done talked Tammy into wearing belly shirts. So y'all know what's next. Tammy said, no, thank you. Listen, we got in a belly shirt, so I'm excited about that alone. So God, I hope you have a most amazing day. Be guided today. So let me share with you my guided actions today. So I finished the Fearless Morning Show notebook. Grab you a copy. If you don't get one for you, get one for somebody else. I'm working on actually having it printed, or you can print it yourself because it's a digital copy. I'm working on my next guided steps today is to finish formatting all of 2020, my Fearless Morning Show notes so that you can purchase that. My other guided step for today is to have all the payment links ready for Sister Rise Retreat so that you can have that. Joshua, good Lord Almighty. Listen, let me write, because I keep saying it. Let me write a note because I got to do that, Joshua. And as soon as I hang up this phone, this is the next thing. I'm so sorry. So I'm formatting the book. I'm finishing up the final links for Sister Rise Retreat. Those are my guided actions today. I have to rewrite some of the policy that we're doing for Blue Cross and Blue Shield. I'm going to do some edits on that. And I'm getting a nose ring today. Those are my guided action steps. So y'all come back tomorrow to find out what I got accomplished. Y'all my accountability partners. So that is what I have planned for today. And honey, write it out. What you have, what is going to be your guided steps for today? What are you going to accomplish for today? So on the day, I want you to have the most amazing day ever. I want you to be peaceful, period. Please make sure you share the show because sharing is caring. If your friends and family don't have Facebook, send them over to the YouTube channel. They can binge watch all the Fearless Morning shows. Good morning. Good morning, Swindell. How you doing? Swindell was my accounting tutor in college. Lord knows I know he had a time with me because accounting was not my subject. It just was not. It was not. So on this amazing day, y'all, I want you to have a great day. Please make sure you share the show. And if you do, can you please tag me in it so I can properly tell you thank you. And I greatly appreciate you hanging out with me. Join me tomorrow morning as we do the Saturday morning Fearless Morning Show. It's just a weekend review. We'll simply go over the thoughts and the quote of the day for the week. And I will see you guys here bright and early tomorrow morning. We will be here at 9 a.m. Oh, listen, Leah, girl, have fun.